Hello and welcome once again to Flights of Fandom, the show where we create improvised fan fiction using tabletop role-playing games. I'm your game master, David. He, him. I'm a graphic designer, an illustrator, and a game designer. If you want to check out what I do with game design, head on over to dbb-8.itch.io. This week, we're once again continuing Season 2 of Longshot, our ongoing flight in the Star Wars universe. If you missed Season 1, a reminder that you can watch all 6 episodes of that on youtube.com/ManaPot Studios. We will be playing here a simplified version of the RPG Scum Villainy, which is the forged-in-the-dark game of spaceships and scoundrels. And with that, let me kick it over to the players to introduce themselves, starting with Puja.
Hello! I am Puja, and I am playing once again for a second season Ahesha Laluar, a very tall, buff, Togruta Shimbo mechanic, multi-talented person who also has a string of X's strewn across the planet because, the universe, because, well, why not? And both of our pronouns are she, her.
All right, moving on over to Wesley.
Hey everyone, happy Saturday. My name is Wesley. I go by any pronoun, whatever you prefer. And this week I will be continuing to play Dr. Gom Pilsnerg, a medically licensed, revoked human imperial, not doctor.
All right, and next up we got Marcy.
Hey y'all, it's me, Marcy, aka Experimental Madness. That's what you can find me most places around the internet. I'm pretty psyched to be back once again playing Zethu Desh, our Arcanian offshoot pilot. She may not have a string of X's strewn across the galaxy. I would say that she has a string of enemies instead. Pick your poison. Both are pretty bad.
Sometimes what's the difference?
It's hard to tell. She's the resident pilot. The Longshot is her ship. She's also lately been dealing with some newfound powers that she's becoming more aware of.
And finally, moving over to Hopper.
That's me. I'm Hopper, in case you were wondering. I can be found in, on, and around the interwebs at Fail Deadly. That's with a 3 instead of an E, and also in the chat. I use they, them pronouns, and I am once again playing Cheekra, the small, angry Ewok, who uses they, he pronouns interchangeably, and is just in this for the murder of Imperials.
All right, with our cast introduced, let's hit the opening crawl. And with that, we pull back to see stars twinkling outside of one of Geode's docking bays. We see a hangar carved into the rock of this asteroid, filled with various Imperial transport ships, their hulls painted with colorful scenes of Ewoks. We move back further through the side window of the Longshot parked here in the hangar into the main crew area in the center of the ship. Zethu, what does the Longshot's main crew area look like? Let's get a quick visual on this.
The Longshot is it's usually just Zethu in here, along with her droid LS. I think the crew's quarters has been a little bit modified since she's taken on a whole actual crew. There's like so for those that don't know, the Longshot is a Lancer class ship. It's very similar to the Millennium Falcon. So in that respect, there's still that rounded like booth area that can fit a couple of people to sort of sit and chill. But for the most part, there's just a ton of boxes strewn around as like makeshift furniture. It's pretty obvious that Zethu lives kind of haphazardly, which maybe if you've been watching, you've guessed. So it's a bit rickety. It's a bit like cobbled together, slapdash. There might be some secret like cabinets of booze in there. That's probably where a lot of it is stored. That's pretty much the makeup of this area.
Sure. So, in the center of this area, sort of in and amongst the boxes, I think there's probably a clear area, sort of right in the center of the ship, or sort of right in the center of the saucer, and we see a holo projection coming down from the ceiling of a big human dressed in a long duster with this walrusy mustache and goggles on the top of his head. This is Festus Riggs, your theoretical employer for the mission that you are theoretically still on. And around this projection, standing in front of the holo projection of Riggs, are 3 figures. Of course, these are Zethu Desh, Ahesha Laluar, and Gom Pilsnerg. So, who do we see? Let's get a quick physical description of each of you, and I want to know what your facial expression is as you see Riggs come up on this holo call. We will start out. Let's start out with Ahesha.
So the first person you zoom in on is by far the tallest one there. She has like a copper brown skin and blue and white montrals that are kind of going down the front of her mechanics overalls, which I think last we left off, she was working in the engine room, so she has a tank top on underneath, and the overalls are kind of just like tied around her waist to allow for maximum muscle flexing that's just necessary and not gratuitous at all. Mm-hmm. And on her face, she has a pretty neutral expression. I think she's over the years learned not to react to things, mostly at screaming X's, but also other things. So she's just got this like, I think hopefully she dropped off the kid in the back before she came up here, but we're about to find out. I think she did.
That is a question for you. What did you do with Val?
She would have I think when we last left off, she had taken Val back onto the ship, and yes. Zethu had gone and received the call, so she would have sent Val back to I don't know how she became chief babysitter, but like the engine room, it's where they hang out and play.
Yeah. I think just by virtue of the fact that Vel is a kid who loves machines, and you're the mechanic. All right, so our view moves over to Dr. Gom. Who do we see here?
Yeah, the camera pans a little further and then down. Gom is an imperial human male. Looks about middle age, maybe a little older than he actually is. A little short for his height, so he's standing next to Ahesha. It's a hard drop on the camera. We'll just keep it at that. He's wearing pretty nondescript clothes. You can tell, if you got close, you could tell that they were once like pretty like high quality, sturdy, rugged clothing, not necessarily maybe for show, where you wouldn't wear them out to like a nice event, so to speak. But you can also tell he's had them for a long time. and they're well worn, still, intact. There's not like holes and stuff everywhere, but they're definitely beat up. I think his facial expression is, I don't know if scared's the right word, but maybe like an oops. Oopsies.
Yeah.
This guy still? Ugh.
Cool.
The grimace emoji, when it shows the teeth.
Yeah,
That's what
cool. And then from Gom, we're going to move over to Zethu. Who do we see here?
Yeah, you see a average height humanoid woman. Skin is entirely albino, colorless, along with her eyes. Her hair is short and very silver. She's wearing a old crimson flight jacket right now. Arms are crossed, and this is probably a pretty neutral expression given just if you've been hanging out with her, but it's just permanent annoyance. Is kind of is on her face right now as she's watching this holo projector, and I think because maybe she's kind of half biting down her tongue and just kind of this fucking guy. You can see that her teeth have all been filed into points. She looks pretty just haggard and annoyed. Her hair is a little bit mussed up because of all of the flight tricks she's been pulling not but 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Cool. So we move back to Riggs, who's standing there with his arms crossed, and he says, "Where's my bounty, Desh?"
I'm still working on that. Asking me isn't going to make it go any faster, is it?
You've been dodging my calls, Zethu.
I've been dodging a lot of fire, too, Riggs. Haven't really had a lot of time for a chat.
It's been a week and a half. I keep calling. You keep, I keep getting your droid. All right?
Listen, you paid me for a job well done, not fast. If you wanted it fast, you better have been prepared to pay me double.
Zethu, I'm prepared to pay what we agreed on. All right? And we agreed to terms, and those terms were, you get me that bounty, I turn that bounty over to the New Republic, and then we all split the proceeds of that bounty.
Rick, have I ever failed in getting my bounties?
Not yet. But last I heard from you, last time we talked, you seemed to be closing in on the target. So what I'm wondering is what happened. Because I know you ain't on Ord Mantell no more.
Imperials happened, and then pirates happened, and we're just trying to get ourselves back on track here. Mm-hmm. Give me time, and I'll have exactly what you want.
Let's have a roll here.
What is it?
To see if this works. I mean, it seems to me like you're trying to persuade Riggs that you're still on the job, things are still in progress, and you're getting there.
That is unfortunate because I'm sure this might be shocking for this character, am not great at that.
Well, if somebody else wants to speak up, you might get an assist die. Ahesha,
sure.
Gom.
Yeah, I think Gom will speak up. Hold on, real quick. Out of character question, just for I want to make sure I get my story straight. Did we talk to Riggs before we left Ord Mantell? Did we mention to him that we were uncomfortable with the kid thing, or did we only talk about that off microphone with him?
You last spoke to Riggs basically as you were leaving Ord Mantell, and at the time you were sort of vague.
I cut the call.
Basically, Zethu confronted Riggs to ask if he was aware that the bounty was a kid. Riggs was very confused by this, didn't have any idea what you were talking about, and before you told him anything else, any sort of other information, Zethu cut the call.
Okay, cool. So, all right. So I think Gom will speak up. Riggs, look, about dodging the calls, we had to leave Ord Mantell in a big rush when we had first made contacts with when the Imperial presence there had first been aware of us. we had a reason to believe they may have been scanning our frequencies, and we haven't been able to respond until now that we are 100% sure we are out of reach of their scanners. So don't take it personally.
That's a good one. I like that. Yeah, and Riggs like sort of raises an eyebrow at that. Cool. So
17th Imperial Fleet, it's a big fleet, you know?
Yeah, so let's have a roll for this.
Say a prayer for the one dice I'm about to roll.
Yeah, so Zethu, you're starting out with whatever your persuade is here.
It's 0.
Which is 0. Great. So you get 1 from Gom's assist. You can always push yourself or take a bargain. Take a dark side bargain.
Oh my god. I'm a little curious about what that looks like.
I don't know. Do we want to come up with one?
I'm gonna... Well, because of my injury, I actually still go back to rolling with the disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Even with the help, unfortunately. I am instead...
You can always just push yourself and take some more stress.
That's exactly what I'm going to do, because we're about to enter, I think, a little brief period of rest. I'm going to push myself here for 2 stress.
Yeah, 2 stress, and you gain a die. And
so, once again, say a prayer for the single die.
Yeah. And if that's the die, let's roll it and see what happens. What are we looking at? A 2.
It's a 2.
Oh, no,
Okay.
no.
It's a 2. I don't do persuasion.
Cool. So that's gonna be a failure.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So, Riggs says, "Listen, I don't want to hear y'all. I don't want to hear your excuses. All right. I can tell you're trying to get one over on me, and I don't like it one dang bit. So here's what I'm gonna tell you: my patience is running out, and I will get that bounty one way or another. If I gotta send bounty hunters after my bounty hunters, so be it. I'm the one who has the contract on that bounty. I'm the one who can turn him over to the New Republic, not any y'all. So if I don't see that bounty, and I don't see it quick, you're gonna have a lot of trouble on your tail, folks. I ain't messing around no more."
Zethu ends the call.
Cool. All right, so, with that, with the failure, we're gonna start a clock.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Let's make it... we're gonna give you a little bit of breathing room. We're gonna make this a 6-segment clock. And it's going to be, Riggs sends bounty hunters. And we're going to fill up 1 segment of that. So, basically the longer you dawdle, avoid Riggs, the longer you don't do anything active to avoid him, or get him off your trail, segments of that clock are going to fill up, and when it's full, Riggs is going to have a new team of bounty hunters, and they're going to be after you.
I think Zethu pulls the call and turns to Ahesha and Doc, and is just like, "So you see why I thought that this was a bad idea. That's clear now, right?"
Still a kid.
Yeah, but like the last thing that we actually need is more bounty hunters in our lives.
Well, no, I get it, but like, it's kind of fucked. Poor kid.
Yeah, too bad, so sad. Galaxy is full of all those types of stories, and I should know. And like Zethu is like clearly kind of like pacing around right now. So what's the game plan? We can't just stay here.
We should get Cheekra in on this.
R4LS is sort of off to the side, sort of, and she's just been sort of agitatedly rotating her purple astromech dome around, and she sort of like wheels up to you, Zethu, and says, Zethu, sweetheart, you're not thinking of turning the kid over, are you?
Well, I'm not thinking about it. You got a better idea?
Oh, Zethu, sweetie, you can't do that.
Look at the situation. And you and I, and she's just gesturing at the door, have enough people hunting us. I don't need to add another team of bounty hunters.
Listen, Zethu, I want you to be careful. I always want you to be careful, but there's being careful and there's well, you can't just throw the kid to the wolves.
Mhm.
Or some Star Wars equivalent of wolf that I don't know
Vornsker.
about. Yeah. You can't just throw the kid to the Vornskers.
You just... my life was a lot easier when I didn't have at least like 5 people trying to get at my conscience. If we want to
Easier, but not richer.
Well, no, actually significantly richer. I had way more credits and I would have had a lot more a couple of days ago.
You wouldn't have been there without us. It's fine.
You want to keep the kids safe? Give me a
Yes.
game plan that doesn't result in us dying horribly.
Okay, well, my plan is always kill horribly instead, and I think Cheekra would back me up on this, but let me go get them. And, Ahesha just peeks her head outside and says, Cheekra,
So
we need you.
I don't think Cheekra is immediately there. Let's
Cheeks.
yeah, let's cut over to Cheekra. Cheekra, you I think have gone off with Banna and Ricket. And where would you go with them for a private conversation on Geode? Do you have quarters there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totes and goats.
So, like, do the three of you share quarters?
It's kind of like a communal living
space.
space. Think like a central living space with some rooms off it. But everything's kind of tunneled out of bare rock. Like they've expanded really significantly on what this base was. So, and everything is just, there's fucking carpets everywhere. There's very little actual furniture, but you probably just see Cheekra and Banna and Ricket in this central space, just kind of talking, sitting on this cushioned floor.
Cool. So, yeah, let's get a quick description of Cheekra. Who do we see? Who do we see sitting here?
So I think at this point, Cheekra has taken their armor off. It's probably leaning against it, in fact. And you see a very small, I think 2.5, almost 3 foot tall, fuzzy fucking Ewok with light gray kind of curly fur, amber eyes, little fucked up snaggle teeth, and a orangish red hood, and wearing nothing else but that hood. Ewoks are disinclined to wear pants. They are a form of imperial oppression. And you also notice that Cheekra has a pretty huge burn scar, kind of going from starting around here and all the way on the upper left side of the body. Looks like some sort of plasma burn.
Cool. So sitting to one side of you, we see Banna, another Ewok of roughly, I think, the same age as Cheekra.
Mm-hmm.
Banna is a black and white, like mottled.
Yeah, kind of stripy patches.
Cool. So sort of black and white, stripy patch fur. A little on the heftier side for an Ewok, and over on the other side we see Ricket, also an adult Ewok who has sort of a cinnamon brown coat and is a bit thinner. So Banna is Cheekra's mate.
Both of them are.
Both of them are Cheekra's mates. Great.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's a triad. Fuck you.
Okay. I wanted to make sure I was aware.
Sorry, that was a fuck you to the universe, not to you,
Oh,
David.
yeah. Sure. So Bana is saying to you, Cheekra, I'm worried. We are all worried. The attack here, it was bad, Cheekra. No one got hurt, but next time will be worse, and I believe there will be a next time.
Yeah, Cheekra's just nodding along in agreement, which is a human habit that they've picked up. Yes, there is. They have found it once. They will find it again. And if these pirates were working with the greater fleets, then they will most assuredly try. This is no longer safe.
That is exactly what I am worried about. This is what we are all worried about. We can't defend Geode indefinitely by ourselves. Our main defense was always secrecy. There are too many children, too many non-fighters to care for in a battle here. And, Cheekra, my love, you are the strongest among us. We all know this. None of us can stand the way you can, which is why you are the one to go while we stay. The defenses here, they're barely functional, the old base defenses. I don't know what we can do.
I have not looked into these defenses personally. Well, no, I have my activities lie elsewhere, and my skill sets lie. And I think she waves a fucking knife around and just kind of pulls one of these these flaked blasteel blades out and just kind of waves it elsewhere.
Yeah, Ricket pipes up. Yes, my love, we know about your knives.
God damn. I hate that I am. God, am I just playing me? Am I playing me? I hate this. I'm playing me. Okay, cool. Is there something that we can do to bring these systems up to a modern specification? Those are
Bana
words
sort
that
of.
I have heard. Ahesha
Yeah,
said.
Bana sort of looks thoughtful, sort of nods off. I do not have enough knowledge of this. We need parts, we need materials, we need expertise. We need people who can repair them, and we need the parts to do it. Someone will have to go get this. The people you came with, Cheekra, you showed them Geode, you showed them our home.
They do not know where we are. They do not know where we are. They know that we are in a place, but they do not know the location. I trust them enough to bring them here.
Will they help us?
I do not know. I would like to think so.
They're our only chance right now. I cannot see anything else. They have a ship. They have guns. They can go out into the world and deal with things in ways that we can't. And you can go with them, you can guide them. But we have to convince them to do it. And I don't know how to do this.
If I leave now, then there will be no one to defend if the pirates come back.
So, we have to discuss if this is a risk we can take. The longer we sit here, the more time the pirates have to prepare, to gather forces, to bring who knows what back. And when they return, your friend's ship alone may not be enough. we need the defenses, and, well, we need... If they could chase the pirates away, if they could find them, if they could eliminate them somehow, if they could put enough hurt on them to make them know that they should not mess with Geode. Maybe.
I think you kind of see Cheekra's tiny little Ewok body drawing strength from this kind of energy, and they just crack their tiny fucking bare knuckles, their little teddy bear knuckles. And we have already lost one home. I will not allow us to lose another. I will make it so.
And I think with that, Banna nods, and the three of you embrace.
I think there's a lot of nose booping.
Yeah. The three of you embrace and all boop noses. And at that point, I think we're going to cut back to the crew getting back off the ship. I think it's time we take some downtime, and we can move into a little bit more of a montage-y stage here. So what I want to do is first get a sense of what everyone does to relax after this big battle. So you're here on Geode. You're safe for the time being. This is Cheekra's tribe's home, which is now open to you, and you have an opportunity to take a breather. So I want to know what everybody does to clear some stress, and then we're going to make some rolls and see if whatever it is you do to get stressed gets you into any additional trouble. So yeah, who has an idea? Who wants to start off first?
I'll go the easiest.
Oh boy.
We everybody stares silently and then starts talking at once.
Yeah. Go ahead, Wes.
Sure. I think Gom is gonna take it easy. They're still a little bit of an upset stomach. So I think Doc's just gonna take it easy. And I think Doc's gonna just try to just relax and just like communicate with some of the younger tribe people and just kind of like talk to them and try to get to know some of his buddies Cheekra's tribe.
Cool. So is there like younger, like the real little kids, or like the sort of like young adult Ewoks, or what?
I think Cheekra/Hopper had mentioned that the younger ones can speak basic. So I guess whatever ones he can find that he can actually talk to.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's probably some sort of like creche, like some sort of communal, sort of like childcare, school kind of area. Let's Hopper, what does this area look like? Where is it on Geode?
It is on the third level of kind of this pretty large hollowed out space off to the side, and it is pretty clearly like a former cafeteria, but everything's been kind of there's been planters put everywhere and like areas of soil that have been painstakingly imported, and plants and big fuck off solar lights running all through this. And there are just there's like ranging like the younger Ewoks ranging from like children to like this 10 years old, which is like it's 16, 18 equivalent.
Yeah.
And there's some music being made, and then there's arts and crafts, but things that are very productive, like turning fibers into like many of these rugs and blankets you see everywhere. It looks like what would happen if you took a primitive tribe and gave them access to phenomenal technology, and this is where they are right now with this new information and adapting to that.
Cool. So Gom, you sort of wander over there, and I think as you sort of enter the area, you're looking around, you're sort of seeing what's going on, and just a crowd of young Ewoks rush up to you, and they're all sort of clustered around your knees, and one of them says, "Ooh, you're from the ship! You're from the ship!"
Yeah, I'm friends with Cheekra.
Wow, Cheekra has really tall friends.
You should see the orange one. She's taller than me.
Ooh, so tall.
Yeah.
So, did you blast the pirates?
I tried. Yeah. I shot an asteroid next to the pirates, which scared them, and then that scared them into Cheekra, and Cheekra blasted them. Cheekra got him good. Cheekra's been teaching me how to shoot. I've been getting better.
Ooh, that's so cool. So, what are you like? Are you like a gun guy? Do you do like gun stuff?
I'm new to that too. No, I'm a doctor. I'm like I mean, I don't know if they have a word, I don't know if they would call a doctor, but whoever, I'm like the person here who, when you get hurt, that helps you feel better. I'm like that.
Is there a different term, Cheekra?
I think we're still using shaman.
Yeah.
Shaman is like a little bit broader in context now,
sure,
but it's still.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So, so one of the other little kids pipes up and says, "Ooh, you're like a shaman. I want to be a shaman when I grow up."
It's a lot of hard work, but there's not a better feeling than helping your this music.
That's great timing.
I missed it. There's never a better feeling than helping your comrades stitching them back up,
Yeah, I want to help people. I want to help the tribe.
Good. That's, what? It seems like you guys, he's like looking around at what he would clearly recognize as a cafeteria. Looks like you got a lot going on here to help the tribe already.
Yeah, we make little things. Look, I made a basket. And the kid holds up like a partially woven basket that they've been working on.
Sure, he'll take a look at it, and he's clearly talking to a kid, I assume, and he'll do like wow, this is really good, like he's like, could you show me like the techniques you use, how you put it together? Could you show me?
I'll make you a deal.
Okay.
I will show you how to do a basket, and you have to show me how to do doctor stuff.
I was gonna think for a second. Should I teach a kid how to do stitches? Deal, kid. Let's go.
Yes! And the little kid takes your hand, and all the little Ewok kids sort of crowd you over to this area in the center of the room where they have I think probably given the materials on hand, it's like a combination of strips of leaves that are taken off some of the plants that they've grown in here, and bits of sort of synthetic, strips of synthetic materials that were sort of left over around the base, and they're sort of weaving those together into baskets.
You're literally living the dream right now, being led around by tiny teddy bears.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is to get rid of stress. He wants to hang out with the smallest, cutest teddy bears possible right now.
So we get a scene of the of the Ewok kids all clustered around you, and you're all sitting on the ground, and they're showing you how to weave the baskets, and then I think we sort of seg to a little later when you are showing them some non-horrifying beginner like first aid techniques.
Yeah.
Cool. And with that, we have Gom's relaxation. So let's. I should have done this earlier. Let's get a roll. This is just a straight fortune roll to see if you get into any trouble. So
Okay.
we're just gonna roll a 1d6 here. Though I will say, I think you know what, I'm gonna do a fortune roll with your operate, because you are using your doctor skills as part of this
Sure.
downtime activity.
I'll take it. I'll absolutely take that. You make fortune rolls, right? Technically, or
I'm gonna kick it over to you to make this one.
oh sure, okay. So I have an operate of 2, so it's 2d6. Oh, a 6.
Okay, cool.
So
Nothing goes
wrong.
terribly wrong while you make baskets with the children.
Excellent.
All right, and we pull out on that scene. Who would like to go next for your relaxation activity?
I will go. But before I can do relaxation activities, how badly is the ship, dinged up?
We
Sure.
just have it looks like just the hull.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Got some
you
damage.
have hull damage. So if you want to go ahead and take the repair action, you can take repair action to clear that one one damage system.
Okay, it is only one damage system because is there anything on Geode that's busted? Because I technically have the special ability Bailing Wire and Mech Tape, which allows me to repair a second system for free during downtime.
Ooh, interesting. That is cool. And I am trying to think of what would be interesting. I mean, I like the idea that there's like some maybe like the life support systems.
Mm-hmm.
There's like an air recirculator that's busted that you find out about. How do you think you find out that it's busted in the first place?
I really think Ahesha's probably just gonna, once, I'm assuming the hull stuff is pretty par for course.
Yeah, I mean,
we
get a shot, we get a scene of you like tooling on the hull, like Chewie in the beginning of Empire. You're sitting on there, zapping parts of it with a big sparky tool, and some
I assume Vel's
welder's
there
goggles.
with her because
Yeah.
where would Vel go?
Right, like Vel is sort of like looking over your shoulder, and giving you pointers, and definitely saying like things like, listen, the base model on this, the way that linkage is welded is completely inefficient, and if you snap that, it's already a little damaged. You can snap through that and you can relink it to the side linkage there, and then that's gonna pull the plates together in a way that will easily deflect more blaster fire. I promise you.
Okay. And then she'll do that. And I think they're eating baked goods as usual, because that's what Ahesha does.
Yeah.
And then I think once the hull stuff's done, and I'm assuming it gets done a little bit quicker because she has help from Vel, she will, I think the two of them are just gonna go for a walk, stretch their legs. She knows kids need to not just, especially computer savvy kids, need to move their legs. And so she's like, okay, let's go around and see if there's anything around here we can help with. And I think they're just gonna be nosy and pry into like systems, and I think Vel will help with the nosiness for sure.
Yeah, you're just like going around independently, like every time you find like a big box of machinery on the wall, you're like opening it up, you're like checking all the electronic connections, you like tighten some bolts, Vel is saying things like, if we had the materials, we could double the size of these filters.
Yeah,
They would
but
fit.
Where would we find
They left a
materials
ton
in
of space in
place?
this casing. It's really inefficient.
Well, sometimes people just do the best they can do, inefficient or not.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay,
If
kid.
that's the best they could do. Okay.
Do you want a challenge?
Yeah, bring it on.
Why don't you go on a little scavenger hunt, make some friends, go on a scavenger hunt, and see if you can find materials around here?
I bet I can build a filter that'd be twice as good as the one they got installed here. You're on, Ahesha.
Okay, do it.
And Vel, like,
Get busy.
Vel, picks up some tools and, stuffs them into, I think his, scientist's jumpsuit probably has some, loops and stuff for tools, stuffs some tools in, and, walks confidently off. Yeah,
for our viewers,
I'm gonna
is
find
10?
stuff. Yes. Right, we have not yet described Vel. This is a 10-year-old human child with this mass of loose, dark curls, dressed in an Imperial scientist's jumpsuit. Cool. So, are you counting that as your
I can roll
relaxation
for
activity
us
as well? So
together, yeah.
yeah, let's get a roll, and I'm gonna say you can use your rig for the fortune
Sweet.
roll on this.
So if I have 2 on rig, do I roll 2 die?
Yep.
Okay. Well, one just fell into. Sorry. Well, that's a 5. And a
Okay. 5 and a 2. So a 5 is either a weak or a mixed success on a fortune roll. So I think Vel just gets one over on you on this and comes back with this. It's that scene in Apollo 13 where they come into the room and they dump all the miscellaneous stuff on the table and they're like, okay, we have to make this square filter fit into this round filter. So we definitely see Vel going around the base, pulling apart miscellaneous bits of machinery, opening old crates that the Ewoks this is stuff you have no idea what to do with, and pulling things out, and he comes back with this big honking piece of machinery that he's assembled out of random parts from around the base, and is like, "Hey, Ahesha, check this out."
Ooh, let's see it. Let's see it. And Ahesha will examine it. And is it what he promised?
It is the most efficient CO2 scrubber you have ever seen in your entire life as a starship mechanic.
Val,
and he's like,
"This is
how'd I do? Huh?
This is amazing. Hey,
Yes.
come help me put it in."
I told you.
Yeah. Hey,
Uh,
you know what? At this rate, you're gonna be the best mechanic this galaxy's ever seen. You might already be one, but you're just a little tiny. When you get taller, get some muscles on you, you'll be unstoppable, kid.
and he's just got his head sort of buried in the casing of this air filtration system, working away as he plugs this filter that he made in.
Yeah, so
Let's
she'll give him
move
a high
on.
five and another cookie. Just question mechanically. Since I was doing repair work, that means I do not clear stress, right?
Yeah, you clear stress as you have.
Oh, I do. Okay.
Yes, if we're counting this as your repair and then your chill out.
Yeah.
Or your relaxation.
Parenting, I guess. I don't know how she's de-stressing by parenting, but it's a thing that's happening.
Yeah, so we'll let you clear your stress on that. You repaired the ship, And let's move on over to, let's say Zethu. How are you relaxing?
Such a great question because I feel like Zethu is feeling the stress like possibly the most. She might be staying in her ship. I think there's kind of a moment where she's like, she's standing on at the landing, like I'll just go outside. And she's like seeing all these like cute little Ewoks, and she just like goes back into her ship. I think she goes back to the cargo hold again. It's possible that she runs into Ahesha and Vel, who are now replacing stuff in the engine room.
Mm-hmm.
She tries once again to meditate.
Okay.
She's determined to try to get this right, and she never seems to be able to do it. So she's just like she's trying to not focus on the fact that she's like sitting on so much money, and she can hear the kid in the other, like literally the other room, like putting whatever excited thing that he found together.
Yep.
And just the added stress of now Anaka's pirates are possibly going to be coming after them after word gets back of what they just did here on Geode. There could be new bounty hunters in the next few like standard weeks that are going to be coming after them. She already has to deal with like Addis Corp and the Dominion on the daily anyway. So she's doing fine.
She's doing great.
I feel like what happens as she's stretching out like her consciousness and her force abilities here is rather than sort of give in to calm, I feel like there's some empty boxes and crates that are just about to get destroyed, along with maybe the other wall of her cargo hold. It just slams into it, and then it's sort of like a switch flips because that felt good. Like that felt chill. Like that was awesome. That felt so much better hearing like the Durasteel get hit by some of the plastic crates. So she just sort of pulls it back again and slams it into the wall again, and then all hell breaks loose in the cargo hold.
Oh boy! All right, let's get a roll.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say let's have a fortune roll with your attune.
Okay,
You're doing
that's
4
2
stuff
dice
here.
then. Oh boy, Z, that's 2 5s.
2 5s.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So we're looking at some sort of weak or mixed success. So I think. Ooh. Okay. So.
Oh, the music change made me jump.
I think item 1. This feels amazing.
Yeah,
You are
rad.
whipping these crates against the wall. They're slamming into the bulkheads with this incredibly satisfying
It's
thump.
like I can feel it too. And like
Yeah.
I feel like I crushed one of them, just like it's like my fingers just curl up. It's just like, oh my god.
Yeah, like you feel powerful. You feel, you are just like channeling all of the stress that you are feeling, like right into these crates that you are just slamming over and over again into the bulkheads. And as you sort of like take a breather, you're breathing a little heavily, standing in the center there. It gets to you physically. It's like working out, right?
Yeah.
You hear a quiet voice in the back of your head saying, "That's good. That's good. Give in to your anger. Use it." It sounds remarkably like Ziara.
What? I feel like that results in like Zethu turning around, and if she heard it like coming from like sort of, it felt like it was like behind her, she just like slams another crate like out and is just super surprised to not see anybody there.
Yeah, but we get like a wide view of the hold. you're alone. There's nobody there with you. And with that, let's pop over to Cheekra. Cheekra, how are you relaxing? Zethu,
Getting lit.
you clear all your stress here as well.
Cheekra is visiting the so Cheekra, they were an apprentice. They were next in line to be shaman. When the Deep Moss tribe got wiped out to in order because weirdly enough their little settlement was right where a large installation needed to be for something that did something up at the sky. And so like their tribe got wiped out, so they only have half training. So the actual shaman of this of Geode is named Dime. That's Dyme because Star Wars.
Sure.
Who is a kind of even older than Cheekra. Like this is probably one of the oldest Ewoks in the place, and Cheekra is visiting Dime.
Is Cheekra? What's the name of the current tribe? Because the tribe on Geode is sort of cobbled together from a bunch of different tribes that existed previously.
Notably, it does not have a name, which breaks all traditional Ewok cultural conventions, because everybody is from somewhere else. Like most of the kids, some of the kids were born here. Maybe about 25% of the population has now been born here, but everybody else is from tribes that don't exist anymore, tribes that barely exist. Like, I mean, most of Endor is gone. That's what happens when you drop like 17 quadrillion pounds of plasteel and fucking high tensile fucking carbon fiber steel bullshit into a fucking atmosphere. Sorry, let me go on a rant about this. I have strong feelings. And yeah, there's no name. It's just Geode.
Cool. Okay, so you're visiting Dime.
Mm-hmm.
And
engaging in religious activities.
Please describe the religious activities.
It involves inhaling the smoke of certain herbs that are burned.
If we're cops, we have to tell you. You're free to speak. It's fine.
Is that how that works? Is that it? So if you guys are ISB, you have to tell me, right? Yeah. So and yeah, I think you see it's kind of funny because it is legitimately kind of religious.
Yeah.
Yes, it's relaxing, and yes, it is a tiny teddy bears getting high as fuck, but like it is also like this kind of like emotional thing where it's just like, this is how we connect with the trees, especially the trees that are no longer with us. This is how we commune with the natural world.
I kind of like the idea that if you go to I kind of like the idea that this might be like a what's the word I'm looking for? I kind of like the idea that you might be hotboxing it.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you go to the shaman and Dime has, I feel like this is in the very center of the bottom of the atrium, in the center of Geode, where the trees are starting to grow up, and sort of in and amongst the base of the grove of trees, the shaman has set up a hut. And the two of you sort of go into the hut and sit down on either side, and you have the space weed. What's the actual? Is there a term? Did we ever come up with a term?
Space weed is so good.
Great, it's space weed.
I've made up all of this, so it has just been space.
It's dank ass space weed. And I think there is I like the idea of like a bowl on a fire in the center of this little hut, and the smoke is sort of emanating out, and you take
totally
it
a stormtrooper
back and
helmet.
forth. Oh shit! Yes, yeah, it's this battered stormtrooper helmet.
Like it's blackened,
just emanating these sort of thick curls of smoke which you pass between the two of you and sort of hold under your nose and mouth and inhale. And Dime is sort of guiding you through, I think, a bit of like a standard meditation for this, saying,
Yes, Cheekra, my child. Feel the trees. Feel them. Inhale. Breathe in as the trees breathe. Reach out with your mind. Do you feel them? Do you feel the trees?
Yes. I feel them. I feel the roots are deep and strong.
Follow the roots down. Follow the roots down with your mind into the earth. What do you see? What do you feel?
Water. And deep below.
Yes. Are you in the water? Can you feel the flow of it?
Yes.
Do you feel it flowing back through the roots into the trees, into the leaves, out
Yes.
and up?
Into the leaves to be put back into the air.
Tell me, Cheekra. Tell me of your feelings. Tell me what it is you have on your mind.
I do not fear many things. It has been a rough journey already. But I am not dead yet. But I fear that this is not something that I can face by force of arms.
Yes, a wise insight. Not every challenge can be overcome with violence, Cheekra. I know violence is in your heart, and you have used it for noble ends. You have used it to help the tribe, to help the people. But you are right. There will come a time when you are faced with a challenge that you cannot solve with violence. Have you thought, Cheekra? Have you thought what you will do then?
Probably die. But I will rely on the guidance of others who are skilled with their mouths and their ears.
This is wise. You have abilities, you have skills, my child, but so do those around you. And you will need to tap into them. You will need to trust. You will need to rely on the others around you. This is the way of the trees. The trees, the roots. And you feel them still. The water flowing. It is a network. They are interconnected. They talk to each other. Through the funguses, through the mosses. They know what it is that troubles each other. And they know what it is they can rely on each of them for. Do you feel this?
I think so, yes.
Cool.
Very cool.
And with that, we pull out of the shaman's hut. And where does the group reconvene later on? Everybody is also free to take the recuperate action. You
Yeah, I'm
can
totally doing that.
reduce all of your harm by 1 level for free. If you want to reduce additional harm, we need additional things to happen, but you can reduce that 1 harm for free with the recuperate action. And I don't think anybody checked off gear or armor because we were in space. So, but you can also refresh your equipment.
I think we had our blaster pistols and stuff. That was really about it because we came out guns blazing.
Yes, you did arm your pistols. Okay, so yeah, you can refresh your gear on that.
I had a heavy blaster.
Cool.
I have a level 2 harm, but I also have the muscle ability, flesh wound, which is when you if you're wounded when starting downtime, you can heal a 2nd level of harm for free. So does that completely wipe it, or
if you were at 2, that wipes it because you're going down 2 levels, which brings you to no harm.
And
you have
remove my stress?
Yes, and you remove your stress for the relaxation that you just did. Oh wait, I didn't have you roll. Give me a fortune roll.
I was hoping you wouldn't realize.
Yeah. Give me a fortune roll. I think this is just a straight 1. I don't.
Straight 1. Yeah, I don't see how getting high as fuck and I don't see how receiving spiritual guidance while high.
I mean, you know what? Actually,
study.
We could call this a tune. Actually,
I don't have any points in that, but I'm fucking sure as hell down to do it.
Then just roll the 1.
I love that Cheekra the concept of eventually ass-ending my way into the Force through tree metaphors, which as an arborist, David,
think about it.
Like, you did such a good job.
Y'all, I've been reading wild stuff about mushrooms. So
microcorrhizae are fucking bonkers, yo.
Yeah, like
that was not where I was expecting this to go.
I wasn't.
No, me neither.
Like, I wasn't being metaphorical about the trees talking to each other with mushrooms. Like, that's maybe real.
No,
like there's like a lot of research about this.
So just to be clear, it's not so much that the trees are talking to each other. It's more that there's a chain reaction of chemical events that are communicated through microcorrhizae and connected root systems.
I'm not high enough for this.
That sounds like a lot of words to say, talking.
I was gonna say, me talking is a series of chain reactions of chemicals too, right?
You picking up on involuntary body language is a closer. It's communication, but it's not voluntary or intentional.
Yeah. Well.
That is a 5 on the dice, by the way.
Cool. So I think the sort of mixed success of this is just I want to have this like stick with you, and like you are going to like it's hard to tell. Yeah, right. It's hard to tell when the group reconvenes if you're still like kind of buzzed or if you're actually perturbed and like trying to process what the what Dime told you, what the shaman told you. So, where does the group reconvene?
I think back in the cockpit.
Yeah, probably in the cockpit. We're not all gonna fit in there, so maybe.
Well, somewhere where we can all talk about.
Maybe the crew, the crew area.
Yeah, you could be back in the main crew area of the Longshot.
We have like a galley living room, right?
Combo. Yeah. The cargo area of that is kind of messed up at the moment, but the other side is fine.
Yeah.
Wonder
so
why.
like the area where you were talking to Riggs.
Yeah.
Which I believe we said has some seating and
it does.
You know, some
and
crates,
some boxes,
which are also seating.
Well.
Yeah. Cool. So so we see the 4 of you. Is Vel with you, or have we stashed Vel elsewhere?
Vel is tinkering with stuff in the engine room.
Okay.
That's basically also it's Ahesha's workroom and Vel's toy room.
Yeah, there's no difference for Vel. Cool. So it's the 4 of you, and I think R4LS are in the crew compartment, sitting around. You've taken up posts in the little seating area and on the crates and boxes, and you're plotting your next move. What is it?
So, it's not like we have a lot of options. I give it maybe a couple standard days before we actually start seeing Riggs make good on that threat. And we got to deal with some more bounty hunters chasing after us as well as the kid. And I also give it a couple more days until Honda Naka starts sniffing around, either looking for my ship or trying to plot another course back to Geode. So things are looking great, I'd say. No matter where we go, it's just going to be smooth sailing.
How big of a fleet does... I literally already forgot the name of the people who already attacked this. How
Onaka's pirates.
Thank you. Yeah. How thank you. How big is that?
That's a great question, Doc. Any fleet would be bigger than the one ship we have.
Sure, right. But from what we gathered from the Ewoks here, it looks like they want to use this as their own secret base, which leads me to believe they
bounty hunters, yeah.
Which leads me to believe they wouldn't ask for outside help, because then it wouldn't be a secret anymore. So if we could hypothetically help bolster the defenses of this base enough to fend, maybe not destroy, but fend off pirate attacks, that might be enough. I don't think they'll ask for outside help trying to conquer a base they want to keep secret. That doesn't make any sense.
And also,
no one knows where this place is. As long as we lay low here and in the area, it would be really hard for those bounty hunters to get here.
We can't stay here forever.
Well, that's my question.
Well, that's true, but
do we want the bounty hunters to find us and then take them away? And I don't know, I'm just trying to think. If Hondo finds out that bounty hunters know where this place is, Hondo will fuck off. Hopefully, leaving Geode alone because it's not a secret anymore.
And then the bounty hunters will know where it is, and we circle back around to me and mine are no longer safe.
So that's like, how do we keep Cheekra's family safe, and the kids safe, and us alive?
Listen, I like the idea of bolstering the defenses here. It's a good, it's a short-term plan, but I'm not staying on this rock for the rest of my life. But either way, if we want to bolster the defenses, we still gotta go get those defenses. I don't think the scrap that your tribe has is really gonna cut it. No offense.
There is still Banna says that there is still defenses that are no longer active. They have been there since the days of your Clune Wars.
Huh?
My Clone Wars? I was not a part of that. I was like 4.
I was not yet born. I cannot speak to this. But they have been there for quite a long time, and I do not know. I am less technically savvy than many others.
We can try to kickstart them.
But to what end, Cheekra? If we bolster defenses here, like you said, your family is discovered and you're not safe.
Until we can figure out a more permanent solution.
I would say the Lolthcat's kind of out of the bag already, given the fact that Onaka's forces already were knocking on your door.
Yeah.
What, you don't like my Star Wars like?
Did you just say lolcat?
A+.
Lolthcat.
Oh, I thought you said lolcat. I was
Go
like,
look up what a Lolthcat is. You're gonna thank me later.
Spell it?
And
Lolth.
Thank you.
R4LS pipes up as well.
Hello.
And, well, I don't want to make assumptions because we can't necessarily back everything up, but we don't know that Onaka knows about the base. We just know that, Ahesha's friend does.
True. If we stop her, Onaka might never know.
given that she's already gone, it could be hard to track her, but not impossible. I could try to get a trace.
Yep. Make the kid
That would
use-
require us leaving,
put the kid to use.
but we'd still be leaving, Cheekra.
But Cheekra, if we can stop her and be sure she hasn't told Hondo, your family would remain safe. Right? Because if we stop the only people who know where Geode is, that besides those of us on the ship, your family could still stay here safely. And we could get your wayward child back, hopefully.
Yes. Yes, there is. It is a big gamble, large risk, if you would. Trying to think of a third one that's not Longshot.
Maybe
Long
there's a
shot.
reason I named my ship that.
Boom! There we go. We did it.
Title?
A shot that is very long. Fuck you. That is why.
Hey.
But I trust you. And I see no other way forward.
It's also entirely possible that Riggs isn't going to wait at all, and we've already got bounty hunters that are going to be knocking on our door the second we get, back into known space.
Then do we leave the kid here?
It's not a bad idea.
At least until we sort this out.
Is he going to stay, though?
There's
Until we
enough
sort
broken
it out.
down parts on this ship or on this asteroid that
He
it'll keep
bolsters
him busy.
defenses while we go.
Keep him busy for
I like
months.
that.
He is a weapons engineer. There are weapons to do the little tinkery with. I see no
And we-
issues.
We come back for him once we've satisfied the bounty hunters that we don't have their bounty.
Why? Why do we need to come back for him? He'd be safe here. Safer than he would be with us.
Zethu,
You don't want.
we
You
can't
don't
just.
want to
He
stay
may
on
not
this
want to
rock.
be here.
You can't just leave him. He needs to find his family.
I hit a
That's
button
one.
on the I hit a button on like the intercom of my ship and I go, "Kid, can you get in here?"
Oh no.
And Vel sort of walks in, wiping some grease off on his coveralls.
Yeah. What's up?
So we got ourselves into a situation here. And since it involves you, I think you ought to be a part of it.
Yeah. Okay.
So we have
Is it
bounty
like
hunters
Is it like a mechanical situation? Do you need me to fix something?
in a way.
Not quite. I think while they're talking, Ahesha's just gonna pull Vel in front of, pull Vel in front of her and like have her like arms on his shoulders, kind of a thing. Like, just
Yeah. I feel like
reassuring adult contact of like, you're not alone. We're watching over you.
I feel like Zethu doesn't have
Yeah.
the best awareness of how scary she might look to this small child.
Right.
Um,
And Vel, with Ahesha, with your hands on their shoulders, sort of like looks up a little worried, but then reassured, and turns back to Zethu.
So we've got hunters now coming after us since we failed to finish our end of the job. So we've got a couple of options here. Now,
Options?
Cheekra's family's in trouble too from pirates, which you've already experienced. So we're kind of being hit on all sides here. So we're talking about maybe keeping you here for now. There's weapons to be bolstered, defenses for you to tinker with. You could be helping out everyone here if you do that. It's good work. Better than you're going to be doing on the ship with us anyway. And we leave to go find the rest of these pirates to ensure the fact that this place remains hidden and you and Cheekra's family remain safe. But since, again, you're the one that's possibly getting left, at least even temporarily, I feel like you should get a say on that.
You're just gonna go?
Look, kid, it's dangerous out there. I don't even think you're fully aware of just how many people want to get their hands on you.
I guess.
I think Ahesha's gonna drop on her knees next to Vel and say, Vel, you remember why we found you, right? And what our task was?
Yeah, but you found me and you saved me, and you can't
We did.
just. I want to go with you. I don't want to. You're the only people who I know.
Well, that's our next question. Do you have any family anywhere that you want to go back to?
Yeah, if I can find them.
Well, where are you
My
from?
mom and dad are out there somewhere. I don't know where.
Where's the last time you saw them?
When they dropped me off at the academy, the program, the gifted students program that the Imperials raided on Corellia. But they're merchants. They travel around. I don't know how to find them again.
You got a star system that they usually trade in? That's a good place to start. What are their names?
What's the name of the school you went to?
They have a route around the inner rim.
Cheekra's gonna hand a cookie to the kid, because I think
Here's the thing. I don't remember if I came up with names for Bel's parents. I feel like I did, but I
Space
don't have
school,
them
whatever.
written down in my
Find out
current notes.
the name of Vel's parents when we come back from the break.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold
That's a
on.
good clip. I didn't mean to put you on the spot there.
Poor little kid.
Kid,
No,
you take
I-
your time in remembering. It was a lot.
I feel like I'm certain I wrote something down.
Like,
I'll find it
also,
over the
David,
break.
you're making me channel all of my aunt feelings into Ahesha right now. She's just like, this little kid.
All right. I'm just gonna. We're gonna do a new one. We're going to call them.
You want to
My parents are.
Mick and Dala Karos.
Yeah. We're gonna say Dan and Kel. No, wait. That's too.
Kel
That's too
Karos.
close to. That's too close to Vel.
Kelly?
Del Kel.
Yeah.
I literally just had a Star Wars name generator.
I could have
Wait,
sworn
wait.
I wrote this down.
Wait, Chris has got some suggestions in
Oh,
the
okay.
chat.
Well, yeah. What do we have from chat? Thank you.
Laszlo and Rhonda.
Great.
That's amazing. That's my mom's name.
Okay. Done.
Laszlo. Why are you like this, Laszlo?
Okay. So Vel is gonna say, my parents are Laszlo and Rhonda Karos. They the school is the Old Republic's gifted and talented science program.
Would Gom be familiar with that school by chance?
Let's get a roll.
Sure.
Or I'm sorry, did I say Old Republic, New Republic?
Sure. I don't know what that'd be. I guess study would be the closest.
Yeah, I think you're studying your past knowledge. So yeah, and this is a fortune roll,
Sure. Okay.
or we'll call it the Gifted and Talented Science Institute
A6.
Academy. It's Academy. There we go. A 6. Okay. Cool. So, yeah, I think you've actually spoken at this school, Gom. I think there was maybe a or actually I like the idea of some kids from the school taking a field trip to your hospital.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
And so you definitely were like tapped as the one to like talk to these kids a little bit about medicine.
Sure. Oh, that's a heck of a school. I don't know if God would want to say this out loud. They sent me there because it
was the best.
Oh, it's the best. He'll like turn to the rest of the group. It is a highly prestigious, very expensive school. If you can read between the lines there.
I got in a full scholarship.
Sure you did.
Not many people do that.
I know I couldn't.
This kid is a bona fide genius. So.
Look, are we entirely sure that the New Republic doesn't want to just, put him back in the school? Maybe they heard about what was going on with the raids.
I don't want to go back to the school.
Talon?
You don't want to go back to the school. Why?
The New
Why
Republic.
would you just want to go back to school, kid?
It could just get raided again. He's not safe there.
They had us doing the same thing the Empire did.
Ooh.
And that's what they wanted me for. It was these weapons. It starts out as like a school project, and they tell you you're going to do something special and interesting, and you start working on it, and, well, I mean, it's not hard to put 2 and 2 together. Well, it's not hard to put 2 and 2 together if you know what you're looking at. It wasn't long before I figured out what they had me working on. It was weapons. It was weapons development. And when I said I didn't want to do it anymore, when I figured out what it was, they said I had to. They said it was my assignment and I needed to do it. But I don't want to do it. And then the Imperials showed up, and then they made me do it. I'm sick of everybody telling me to make all these terrible things. I want to make things that help people. I don't want to make things that hurt people. And I want to go back there. I want to find my parents.
All right. So, you're good at putting 2 and 2 together. So we got pirates on one side, we got bounty hunters on the other, and you're smack there in the middle of this equation. You can stay here for now while we go take care of some of these pirates and maybe buy us some time. You'd be helping out the tribe that's here. It's, not gonna lie, you might be making some weapons, but it's to help defend these people. Or you stay with us and probably get lucky every single day for the rest of our lives.
I want to have a roll for this.
Can I assist?
Yeah. What do you do?
Like I was gonna assist just because I'm trying to console him.
Yeah, Cheekra's gonna reach up with one little paw and just kind of tap on the kid's hand, and just looks up with like these big amber teddy bear eyes and just goes, "I promise you, if you go there, you will be protecting my family, and we do not allow cubs to be harmed ever. You will be protected as one of our own."
All right. Who's I think Zethu's kind of taking the lead here, so Zethu,
am I commanding or am I persuading, do you think?
That is up to you. I feel like thus far you've been persuading. You're
so good at that.
You're asking Vel what his actual opinion is. You're not ordering him to do one thing or the other.
All right. So we're gonna roll the 1 dice.
Yep. So you're So you're at a 1 from Cheekra's assist.
Oof, not good. That was a 1.
Okay.
Ooh.
Then I think Vel is going to shake his head. No, I gotta go with you. I gotta. I don't care if it's dangerous. It's dangerous here too. And Cheekra, I know your people need help, and I want to help them, but I can help you too. I can help you. I can help you deal with whatever it is out there, and I don't want to leave you because everybody, my parents left. You can't leave too.
We're not great people, kid.
Ahesha's just
I don't
gonna
know if
hug
you
him.
know that.
Ahesha's just gonna hug him.
You just see Cheekra nod when Zethu says, "We're not great people." Cheekra's just like,
Yeah. And then Ahesha will like pull away from the hug and say, "You're a really smart kid. The smartest I've ever met. And you know exactly how dangerous this is gonna be."
I'll take care of myself. I promise I'll be useful. Just don't leave me.
Okay. But if it comes to it, and if it comes to, we get to a point where it's either keep you safe or keep you with us, I'm going to keep you safe.
Okay,
Okay.
I understand.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
"That's it. That's the
with
last line."
100% we're breaking on that one. So, when we left off, the four of you, in addition to Longshot's astromech droid R4LS and Velkeros, your former bounty, now semi-adopted son.
I never said that.
It's not legal.
Discussing. It's not. Yeah, no papers have been signed. We're discussing your next moves. So I'm just gonna lay out for the group and for our listeners the sort of like open threads that we've got on the table here. So, item 1, we have Tarsi Ruman, Ahesha's one-time lover, now now running with Hondo Onaka's pirates. She has discovered Geode and seems to want to take it. She and her pirate forces were able to briefly occupy the asteroid that Cheekra's family has made their home, but fortunately you were able to kick them out. Unfortunately, the Ewoks are pretty sure that they're coming back, and I believe Tarsi specifically threatened to return over a holo call as she booked it out of the asteroid field. So they're coming back at some point in some force. You don't know when, you don't know what she'll be bringing back, but it seems like she's going to try to take this asteroid again and take over the former Old Republic base that is there, that the Ewoks have now made their home. Cheekra, your mates have specifically asked if there's some way to convince the crew of the Longshot to aid them, possibly by going after Tarsi, possibly by getting the equipment and materials that they would need to actually bring all of the base's old defenses up to full function to deal with the pirates, possibly both. There is the issue of Kaz, one of Cheekra's large adult sons. We did not, I think, get a gender for Kaz, but one of Cheekra's.
Well, you picked up on the right one. Kaz.
But one of Cheekra's adult kids, who was sent out on a supply run and is running late from that. Obviously, the tribe is worried about that as well. We have, of course, the ongoing issue of Velkeros, the genius the engineering genius kid who you have taken on. Vel was supposed to be your bounty. You were supposed to turn them over to your employer, Festus Riggs, who would then turn them over to the New Republic to collect the bounty on their head. Nobody seemed aware that this was a child at the time those arrangements were made, so that has changed the situation substantially for everyone. Vel very much wants to get back to his parents, who are, you have learned, are itinerant merchants on a trade route around the Inner Rim. Does not want to go back to the Gifted and Talented Academy on Corellia, from which he was abducted by the Imperials, because the New Republic, just like the Imperials, were forcing him to develop new super weapons, which is not something that he wants to do. You were unsuccessful in convincing Vel to stay behind on Geode, and he is insisting on coming with you for whatever you plan next. And of course, the Imperials are still out there. You haven't heard from the New Republic yet, but they are out there, and they're the ones who initially put out the bounty. And of course, Riggs, well, you failed to roll with Riggs as well, and Riggs is pissed off enough to threaten to send bounty hunters after you if you do not turn over Valkaros. So those are sort of the outstanding, important issues that you have to deal with at this stage. Am I forgetting anything?
You could have forgotten a lot more. I'm just saying.
Okay, cool. So what's the plan?
Well,
I was just it sounds like kid doesn't want to stay, but your people still need help. So, are we going after these pirates?
I guess, are we
guess we
ambushing them? Are we chasing them? Do we know
Look,
where they went?
I have no idea where they went. I'm just saying that I could maybe try to get some sort of read out there. I mean, there's some trace elements that I could use, but I mean, she's gone.
Well, let's see. Kid, do you have any ideas on how we can track or how we can extend our range on our own tracking devices to see where they might have gone?
It's a good
We need
question.
to stop them before they get where they're going.
From what I saw on screen during the battle, it looked like they were running a Gozanti-class cruiser. Didn't look like a current model to me, but definitely something a few years older. Their drives aren't fully sealed. There's some leakage there. It's a major engineering flaw. They definitely fixed it in some of the newer models, but some of the old ones, especially if it's been running for a few years, there's going to be significant energy leakage from that drive, and that leaves a trail.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so it sounds like,
Trail that we can follow.
and if you can help boost my my stuff to track it, sounds like you're just volunteering to be my co-pilot, kid.
I get to be the co-pilot?
Don't get too excited.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
I
I
need
need-
you back in the engine
I'm gonna
room,
need to
too.
tweak the sensor array.
I mean, that stuff's gonna definitely out of character. That stuff's definitely gonna be in the actual cockpit.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Cheekra, if you want to tell your people that I guess we're gonna do this totally non-suicidal run for no money whatsoever. But if they happen to have like any credits or something that they could throw at us, that would be great.
You have seen my home. Does it look like we have credits?
I had to ask.
I bring in the credits.
But hey, Cheekra, at least get some of the good stuff. We've got a lot of baking to do.
That I can arrange. Do we have any spare small arms? Very small arms, preferably.
You can check the cargo.
Cheekra would like to ask the GM as to whether...
Yeah, let's make a roll for it. This seems like a fortune roll.
Roll for tiny arms.
Yeah.
Check all the boxes that I didn't destroy.
We will...
yeah.
We'll say you can do this because you're looking for stuff with study.
Oh,
you're
dope.
studying the cargo hold, too.
I have 1 point in that.
Great. So, yep, roll a die. This is a fortune roll, so we're not building a pool.
When it's not a weakness or vulnerability, I can't. And that's not great. That's a 3.
A 3? Okay. So,
It is 3.
I'm going to say you're not able to find anything functioning. Like, there's some sort of, like, spare blaster parts that Zethu has kept around. You know, things with, like, nothing is a functioning power pack, for sure. But, you know, with a little time and elbow grease, and if you had, you know, some extra batteries, you could maybe refurbish a couple of blasters out of, you know, these sort of miscellaneous parts.
Anything worth giving to my peeps?
I mean, I don't think that they necessarily have the technical expertise to do this job, but you can hand them over if you want.
Yeah, nah. If they can't use anything, it's not worth it. Very well. Well, so yeah, Cheekra's gonna go tell them what's up, that we're gonna chase down some fucking pirates in a very well advised and not terrible plan.
Yeah, so I assume you're gonna go talk to Bana and Rickett again?
Probably. I mean,
right. So
just
where do you go find them?
I think that they're probably in the central atrium, the tree where the trees are.
Cool.
I don't know what their jobs are. I didn't get that far in my writing.
I mean, I sort of imagine that unless you have very specialized skills like you happen to do, Cheekra, most of the Ewoks kind of rotate around different.
Yeah, well,
shifts.
this is kind of like just right when you're starting to see the division of labor happening.
Mm-hmm.
Like outside of the shaman, there's really not a lot of it. It sounds like Bana probably has more technical knowledge than a lot of other people.
Yeah, Bana has enough technical knowledge to like be able to look at something and say, yeah, like, okay, this definitely doesn't work, and I need someone's help. You know, she has enough technical knowledge to know when to call the plumber, as opposed to just like not even realizing there's a leak.
Boom, there we go. So yeah, Cheekra will return to the atrium and convey all of this information, and then unplug their monitor.
So they will help us then.
In a manner of speaking.
This is good news. This is very good news. What do they want in return?
Well, you may know the people that I have found myself associating during many of my expeditions and escapades are primarily motivated by credits, but I'm well aware of the state of the funds.
We have the funds that you bring in. We have the funds for supplies. Kaz took most of that when he left on his supply run.
Ugh. Yes. All right. Well, if you can think of anything that we can do, they are risking their lives for us, and that is no small thing.
We will get what credits we can for them. But if... where are you headed?
After the pirates. if we can discover if they have not told others of our location, then we can potentially keep Geode safe.
That is a good idea. I think if you can pull this off, it will work. But while you're out there, Cheekra, if you come across Kaz, I am worried about him as well. And he does have the credits. If we are to pay your friends anything, it will likely have to come from Kaz.
I will take it out of his hide. If I cannot find him in the credits, then I will find him at the very least.
Do not be too harsh on him, my love. He is young still.
He is 10. He's old enough to know better.
We all have to learn in our own way, Cheekra.
And you definitely see like kind of a moment of like this is what Cheekra needs is other people with more emotional intelligence and more like kind of more socialized people to just kind of like give that guidance. And you see like the kind of the desire to struggle and like argue about this and be like, no, fuck that guy. Fuck my kid. They're the
Fuck
worst.
that guy, my child.
And you are right. You speak wisely.
And Banna puts a paw on your forearm above the mechanical device that exists where your paw was up until recently, and looks into your eyes and says,
Be careful, my love.
Cheekra boops noses.
and with that, let's cut back to the long shot. So, are you prepared to launch?
I think like Zethu is like gonna get Vel's like totally situated into the cockpit with her. I wonder if Ahesha does not like how Ahesha feels about this.
Ahesha's fine with it, because I think Ahesha helped Vel with the actual mechanic part of getting everything set up, and I think before she goes back to the engine room, she'll just say, "Hey kid, just be ready to run back there if you have any ideas of how we should be doing things back there too."
Yeah, I'll call you on the comm.
Okay.
Yeah, with that, I think the cockpit doors are going to close, and Zethu is going to get us ready for at least to get back into orbit in the asteroid field. And so she's just like hitting all of like her engine buttons. And you're like, "Okay, kid, strap in. Got that sensor relay for me?"
Yeah, I
Alright.
made the tweaks. It's up and running. It's not at full efficiency, but I think we're fluctuating between about 88 and 90%, which should be sufficient.
Yeah, you can build it on the fly. That's why I brought you up here. Okay.
Yeah. Let's launch it.
You want to hit the button to go for launch?
Oh my god. Can I?
Yeah, go for it.
And he takes the little control sticks and pushes them forward. And
I'm just kidding. There's no button. I like take my hand off of like the brake. Sorry.
And we see the engines on the Longshot flare to life, and the ship blasts out of the docking bay. We get a wide view of it coming out of this big oblong asteroid, zipping out into space through the asteroid field.
And Zethu's just like making sure everything is like good to go. She's like got like the comps up as she's checking everything, and as she's getting like the sensor like set up, she's just goes like, Yeah, I could have gone to one of those fancy schools once. It's a long story. You're probably better off not going back. Just saying.
You were eligible for the academy?
I don't really remember. It was a long time ago. I was like 3 or 4. It was the middle of the war. And we were back on my family. I grew up in like the mines of Arcadia, kid. It's not a nice place, but I remember a woman, vaguely, kind of like Ahesha. She was a Togruta. She mentioned something to my parents about needing me to go to some sort of fancy school, but I don't know, nothing came of it. She came with a bunch of the other, like, Republic fighters, and I don't know. I never saw her again. Who knows?
Sorry, I'm making a note.
Wow. Why didn't you go with her?
I was a kid. I didn't really have much of a choice. She said she'd come back for me, and she just never showed up. It was the war. She probably died. A lot of people did.
She didn't just take you?
She wanted to. My parents wouldn't let her.
Huh.
I don't know what it was for. I was too young. I have no idea what she even wanted with me.
Weird. I wonder if you could ever find her again.
Doubtful. All right. Can you punch it?
Yeah. Sensor array online, bringing it up to full power. Okay. I think we're stable.
All right. I'm gonna check sort of the because I've got the concept, so I'm looking at the signal traces.
Yeah. So this is going to be a. I mean, I think I would say study to study the area, but it could be operate if we're talking about operating a computer system like the
both
sensor
of which
system.
I'm super good at.
All right,
I'm not at all.
Cool. What do you want to pick?
They're gonna be the same. I'm gonna be rolling with disadvantage, but I'd actually like to push myself just because I feel like this is important, so I can at least give myself a die.
Cool.
Although, could I ask a question here? I do have this special ability, Keen Eye, that lets me look at. No, I don't think that. Nope, it only applies to firing. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, essentially what it says is that I notice small details, but I guess that really only applies to firing ship guns or making trick shots.
Yeah, that's more of a pew skill.
All right, 5.
Okay. So that is a that's going to be a mixed success. Cool. So you pick up, I think you pick up on the trail. I'm starting a clock for this. We're going to call it Track Pirates. It's going to have 4 segments. We're going to fill one of those for you for that success. And Vel is sort of bent over the scanner console. You know, we can see the blue light illuminating his face as he sort of studies it. And he says, okay, angle the deflector 25 degrees and move the secondary sensor array down 2. And I'm getting a reading. Okay, there's an ion trail. It looks like it goes to the edge of the asteroid field. But then it ends. I think they jumped to hyperspace there.
Yep, I'd have done the same. All right, kid, unless you can build me something really quickly that can jump us to hyperspace, I'm gonna have to make some educated guesses about where one of Anaka's pirates might head towards.
Well, the scattering here, look at this. The ion scattering in this area, if we line that up with the ion trail, we can kind of get a trajectory. If they didn't change course when they jumped to hyperspace, we might have a line on where they were headed.
All right. You're starting to pay your way, kid. All right, strap in. And I think she's gonna get the comps to make the calculations for the jump to hyperspeed and hit the intercom button. She's like, okay, we may have a trail. It's kind of a long shot, but hey. Just make sure you're ready as you make the jump. I'm gonna keep doing that if you can start my
I know if the only acceptable reason to use that phrase over and over again is that exact reaction. Look at Hopper. Look at Hopper. Look at Hopper.
Oh,
That
What
was
is
a
it?
strong,
3 shots per
strong
mention of
shot.
Longshot?
It's Saturday. All right.
All right.
medicinal.
So
I'm gonna get us to make this jump, and I feel like the calculations here are just kind of like I'm just angling in this direction rather than punching in a specific system.
And I'll help in the engine room with,
yeah.
Also,
plugging shit.
like to stretch out my consciousness just a little bit, just to help with the direction.
Okay.
Percy had a strong personality.
Sure.
I'm
I like
feeling-
that.
I'm feeling good from my last for my stress, for my meditation.
Okay. So, I am going to say then, so if you do that, you can do this as an attune
Oh shit!
rather
yeah.
than a maneuver.
Both are good actually. So yeah,
Cool. So what's your pick?
I'll do a tune because they're both at 2.
Great. Okay, so you're sitting on 2 to start. Ahesha, what do we see you doing to prep for the jump to hyperspace in the engine room?
Well, so I was gonna ask.
Yeah.
If we want to wait to get to another piece of the clock, I can also do that, or I can help now. Up to you, because I figure Vel's helping right now. For Zethu, I can take another action. Like,
Yeah, though Vel as an NPC cannot add any dice to this.
okay, all right.
To be
Well, then Ahesha is just going to. I'm assuming like hyperdrive it's gonna require a lot of power. So
yeah.
you see her doing.
And
her
I think you
thing.
also have to be ready to like brake very quickly because you're running on a vector. And
Yeah.
so, you can plot a course on this straight vector, and if it doesn't go through any known objects, like, you're good, but you're basically running this vector until you approach an object, and if you don't slow down in time, you are in serious trouble.
We
As
are
is
messing
quite
with
frankly
the
the-
bounds of physics.
As is, quite
Yes.
frankly, the object that you would be approaching, but, we'll burn
Yeah.
that bridge when we get to it.
We'll explode
Or
that planet when
punch
we get
through
to it.
Yeah.
Which, fuck, don't even get me started.
Anyway, Ahesha is going to, work on diverting power from other systems to the hyperdrive temporarily, and also, get the brakes primed.
Yep.
Whatever that might be.
Can I get Dr. Gom just a teensy bit high?
You want to prevent him from getting sick?
That's up to Gom.
I do have shaman training. Trust me, I'm a shaman.
See, Gom strapped in. Sure, whatever. Yeah, I always hate making jumps.
Hotboxing a little fucking ball turret. Because here's the thing: if we jump in, we might be jumping in hot. Is that correct?
That is
Yeah.
incredibly
I have no
possible.
idea.
Oh, so yeah, you
Do you want to strap in maybe to the guns? Like, instead of in the main deck?
Yeah, Gom's strapped into like the main deck, and Cheekra walks up and goes, "I'm sorry to inform you, but you are in the wrong seat.
What do you mean? I always sit here.
If we jump in and there are hostiles around, we need to be prepared to do the shooty immediately."
Oh, I hate the shooty.
I know.
All right.
I know. And like Cheekra caught you're trying to comfort Gom, patting you on the knee, which is basically all they can reach.
Yeah, and then you pass up a joint.
Yeah, and then you literally see Cheekra light up like a little bowl, and just it's like a bowl because reasons. And here, try some of this. They should help with your little. You have the issue with the spatial orientation and the stomach, and it's very gross.
That's true. I do like this though, and he will partake.
That's
Great.
amazing.
Blaze it,
And then
420.
blaze it all the way to the turret.
Cheekra will take the Cheekra will walk with you to the turret and gives you inspirational speech about how good you're going to do. You're doing such a good job. I'm very proud of you. You've been shooting much, much better.
I'm gonna kill so many guys. Oh my god.
Yes, you are. Power. You are strong.
This,
like
the
strong
comms
like
are
tree.
on.
Oh yeah, they're
Absolutely.
100%.
Okay, so Ahesha is mentally preparing to have to jump into the guns at any given point.
Yes.
Great.
Cheekra will then take said bull and go to the other turret, and
Wrap it in.
hotbox that fucking ball turret.
Cool. All right, so back to Zethu. You have you're starting with your attune.
Yep.
You are going to so Tarsi has a level on you, so you're going to lose one, but then you gain one back for Ahesha's assistance, and so that's a wash. You can also push yourself, take a dark side bargain.
I take a stress for helping, right?
Yes, you take one stress.
Tell me about this dark side bargain.
I will say, you can have the die, but you are 100% guaranteed it's hot when you come out of hyperspace.
Seth is like, whew.
I don't mind that.
Well, we
I
found out how to
don't.
turn Zethu on.
I don't
Where's-
mind that at all.
Where is the downside? I do not understand.
Yeah, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear downside. I just heard
The
Okay.
downside is you have a 10-year-old in the cockpit with you, and you come in
he's
hot.
got his seatbelt on. What do you think I am, irresponsible?
Look into your heart. You know this is to be the right path.
I mean,
Do
that's
it.
Puja arguing, not Ahesha.
That's Hopper
Because-
and
so-
Cheekra
so-
arguing.
Because this is a decision that affects everyone out of character really quickly, I don't want to do something that's going to just completely, like, append y'all. Do you think I should take this?
I just,
Fuck yeah!
I just
All
got
right, I'm going to take it because I want to take it.
I mostly want to go into battle, so I mean,
I'm
even-
going to take that
just
bargain.
take the dice too.
I feel like after, like, in now in character dice, I feel like that after, like, the meditation, she's just, and the anger behind, the kid's okay, but, like, the situation just does not sit well with her, and she needs something to destroy. And the pirates are as good a shot as any.
Can I assist in the emotional outrage?
And they might have money. They might have credits. And I can rip it off of their cold corpses, and that's what I'm gonna do. So dark side bargain accepted. I'll take that third dice.
All right.
Oh, those are good. Those are good. Here comes the other one.
What are we looking at?
We're looking right now at a 5 and a 4. And 1 6.
All right. Cool. So I think, yeah, I mean, with the 6, I'm going to fill up 2 more segments in that clock. And you punch it. I think we see this, we get a close-up of Zethu's hand on the controls, punching it to hyperspace. And then we see from Gom's perspective in the through the window of the turret, the stars start to streak. We can see the light like reflected on your face as the ship jumps to hyperspace, and you enter hyperspace. The stars streak and elongate, and the sort of clouds whirl of hyperspace stuff whirl around you, and Vel is like very, very concentrated on the scanner. He's saying, "Okay, okay, okay," and he slams the comm. Ahesha, cut it! And Ahesha, we get a shot of you like, forget the controls. You're like manually like shifting the machinery around, like moving these big contacts apart.
Yeah, and you definitely see her like legs braced against a wall where she has to like pull something. She's like, yeah, because she's leg pressing some shit in this engine room, obviously.
All right.
While pulling things apart.
Terrible design, but it looks great.
It looks cool as hell.
It's honestly, it probably wasn't designed that way. These are all the modifications. And Ahesha's like, it's fine. This doesn't fit here, and it's gonna take a inhuman amount of strength to fix it. Okay, cool.
So you drop out of hyperspace. We see everyone, sort of slam forward in their seats as the Longshot pops back into real space, and immediately, within seconds, a warning shot. 2 red laser bolts are fired across your bow, and
I'm going to take evasive maneuvers almost immediately.
now this is interesting. So you were tracking the pirates. It was a 4-segment clock, and you've only filled up 3 segments. But I did say you were coming in hot, so
Oh shit.
I guess what happens is a voice comes up on your comm, Zethu, and you hear
Damn it, the dark
somebody
side never let me down before.
You hear somebody say, "Unidentified vessel, cease your trajectory immediately. You have entered a zone controlled by the 17th Imperial Fleet. Cut your engines and prepare to be taken in." And as you take evasive action, Zethu, you spin past a pair of patrolling TIE fighters that zip out screaming past you, and our view moves up to see a Star Destroyer.
So anyways, I started blasting.
Ahesha's like, wait, who are we fighting now? Wait,
Vel
does it
Vel
matter?
looks down at the sensors and is like, uh-oh. That is not the big object that I thought it was.
All right, start recalculating a jump to hyperspeed while we try to, get these guys off our tail.
Okay. R4, I'm gonna need some help here.
And I'm gonna let him do his thing as I'm just gonna pilot this ship away from the blasts.
And I think Ahesha is going, since we're just doing normal piloting, I think Ahesha is going to say, I'm heading to the guns. She's going to go see if she can relieve Dr. Gom.
It's very high.
It's very high, but also they need some on-target shooting right now.
Sure. So, Ahesha, we see you booking it down the hallway from the engine room. You get to the turret where Gom is. Gom, you are looking through the viewport of the gun turret to see a Star Destroyer in front of you with flights of TIE fighters zipping around it.
Hey, those aren't pirates.
No, they're not. Move!
Oh, you lazily.
Actually, I think Gom's too slow. Ahesha's gonna grab Gom by the back of the scruff of the neck and just lift him out.
Just fly casual.
Wow, you're really
it looks
strong.
Yeah, it's as light as though she were lifting Vel.
I'm not that big, so.
All right. So, we're going to start some clocks. I got a lot of clocks running.
Yeah, you do.
So, we're going to have 1 clock I think this is going to be a 4 segment, and that's going to be Escape Imperials. And we will have another clock running at the same time. This is going to be a 6 segment clock, and we're going to call that one Imperial Capture.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I mean, with that 6, I'm definitely not ticking anything on Imperial Capture, so that's good for you.
Oh, good. I'm so glad.
And we're still at 1 on the bounty hunters thing.
No, I thought we're 3. Oh, on the bounty hunters coming in for us.
Yes. So you're currently at 1 for Riggs sending the bounty hunters, and I'm gonna mark this other clock for reasons, so that's cool.
What other clock?
Don't worry about it. So
What other clock?
it's fine. Don't worry
We
about
have
it.
a mysterious clock that we don't even know about?
No, I told you about this clock. I'm just marking
We're
it now.
playing fucking I don't like this. Mysterious clock is giving me invisible sun flashbacks.
Yeah.
And it's stressing me the fuck out right now.
So you have this clock running called Pirates Return to Geode, and you seem to have encountered some complications that would maybe allow them to advance their plans off screen.
Okay.
So
No
we're
problem,
going to
we
take
got
a
this.
segment on that.
Oh,
So
I would like to
you got
commence the
TIE
murder.
fighters swooping at you.
Yeah, Cheekra wants to murder.
Uh,
I condone the murder.
yeah, Zethu, you're pulling evasive maneuvers. Give me a roll
Pulling-
for it.
Yes, I can.
All right.
Oh, look
so-
at that! I have an extra dice because I'm an ace pilot.
Great. So you're starting with maneuver. You get the extra die for that. Do you want to take a bargain or push yourself for this one?
Yo, you need to stop.
I'm not
I
gonna
will
take
never
a bargain. You can't keep putting the dark side in front of me and expect me not to at least want to hear what it has to say. No, I'm not going to in this case. I think
Okay.
I'm gonna rely. I have 3 dice for this, so I'm gonna just utilize
Cool.
those.
And this section of the Imperial fleet, the remnant here, is level 2. So they have 1
Okay.
level up on you. So you're going to.
So I have 2 dice.
You're gonna go 1 die down.
All right, I'm gonna take the 2 dice. I'm gonna take it. I think I'm gonna need to push myself in a lot more other situations very soon here.
Cool. Roll it.
Oh, 5 and a 4.
Okay.
I don't hate that.
Great. So
I don't hate that.
that is going to be a mixed success. So you tell me what this evasive maneuver looks like.
I think it's an immediate barrel roll to like avoid the initial blast
Great.
before pulling a sharp. I feel not because the Star Destroyer is above. Like she just goes into a spin dive to just get into the underbelly. Because like the guns can turn and fire up both into the TIE fighters as well as the Star Destroyer from that angle.
Yeah, totally. Cool. So I'm going to say as a mixed success, we'll just give the long shot a hit. So you know
That's fine.
you whip the long shot into a barrel roll. You start corkscrewing up towards the Star Destroyer into the area where their firing solution can't get at you because of the way the guns are angled, and the flight of TIE fighters whizzes past you, but they are able to pew 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 zing the top of the long shot as you
Okay.
fly. Cheekra and Ahesha, you're in the gun turrets. What do you do?
If they're
I'll let
if
Cheekra
they're
go first.
blasting, thank you. I appreciate you. If they're blasting the top, that means that they are within Cheekra's gun sights. Cheekra
Totally.
would like to commence the murder.
All right, great. Let's have, I think, probably a skirmish roll, if that sounds good to you.
That sounds good to me. All
Great.
right, so I have 3 pips in skirmish.
So you're starting with 3. You can push yourself to, or take a devil's bargain to get another die.
I'd like to hear what the dark side has to offer.
We all do. That's what I'm saying. We all do.
Okay. So you can get the oh boy.
Waggle
do you-
one
do you have-
mechanical paw. What could happen? What could possibly go wrong?
Hey, you don't have a mechanical paw yet, my friend.
Sorry,
Hold your horses.
waggle one.
Hold your horses.
Working on it. I'm working on it.
You can have the die. The tractor beam's gonna get you.
Oh. No. No, that's
You can break out of a tractor beam, maybe. There's ways to do that, probably.
I dislike the way you're saying that. So Hopper wants to say no. Cheekra wants to say yes.
Cheekra.
Do we want to get caught in a tractor beam of a Star Destroyer in our little dinky ship?
I love testing how good of a pilot I am.
Listen. This
That
is
was sarcasm.
Okay. Thank you.
Listen,
have
you
to
can also
remember
just
these-
take 2 stress and push yourself and get the die the same. if
I'm
you want.
actually gonna do. So here's a question.
These guys are not our goal.
I have a thing called Unstoppable because I am a
Okay, talk to me about
tiny
this.
ball of rage and fur. So Unstoppable, you can push yourself to perform a feat of physical force that verges on superhuman, or engage. So here's a question: or engage a small gang on equal footing in close combat. So
Yeah.
here's the question: can I potentially use that to line up a ton of shots, or would that arguably apply to Starship? To doing the shooty shoot in my little ball.
I mean,
my little
think,
hot box
uh,
murder ball.
I think it'll give you a. Let me see.
What
is the revised rule read?
That is how it reads. I don't
Okay.
think it got edited at all. I think that's that one made it
Okay,
through.
so feat of physical force or engage on equal footing.
That verges on superhuman, to be clear. And I would argue that physical force also includes dexterity.
I'm gonna say that would put you on equal footing with the TIE fighters here. So we'll say that the levels even out.
Okay, I will push myself to do that.
Okay. You can
All right.
definitely do that.
So I'm rolling 3 dice.
Cool. So you're at 3, and and you've pushed yourself to do that. So take the stress, and the levels are a wash. So let's see how it goes.
That'll go fucking great with a 4, 5, 6. Oh!
All right. So we got a 6. That will for sure.
That's 2 stress. Is that correct?
2, yes. So that will for sure mark a thing on your Escape the Imperials clock. You are at 2 out of 4, as you have done a maneuver, and now you did some cool shooting. Cheekra, what does it look like as you blast these incoming TIE fighters?
I think you just see a very high. Pupils are fully fucking dilated on these giant amber eyes, which are huge, and you just see like a fucking gun happy. Like, this is a moment of joy. This is pure joy. You see the glee of a tiny murderous teddy bear that is about to shoot the thing they hate most in the world. This is their purpose. This is what they do. This is what they live for. And as just like laser beams just rip out into the inky silent blackness of space, and Imperial TIE fighter pilots die.
And they slam into the hulls of these TIE fighters, which blow off their side wing panels, going flying off in different directions. On the comms, you hear that officer saying, unidentified vessel, you have fired on Imperial forces. You will be taken out.
I think Zethu briefly turns on the comms and be like, ooh, boy, that's going to be rough, seeing as how we don't really acknowledge Imperial authority on this ship. So you are welcome to do your worst. And then just ends the call.
And with that, you have basically a squadron of TIE fighters screaming down from the belly of this Star Destroyer. You can see the guns, the gun turrets on the bottom sort of rotating around. They can't get you because you're sort of skimming along the belly of this ship. But these TIE fighters drop out of the main bay, and they're immediately coming right for you. They're right on your tail, and as soon as you get out from under this ship, those gun turrets are going off. What do you do?
I think it's my turn.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, Ahesha was going to play knock him out challenge with Cheekra, but see the gun turrets go up. She is going to just shoot at him. Fuck.
All right. So you're basically going to try to, as you skim along the bottom of this Star Destroyer, blast the gun turrets that would essentially block your exit from this underbelly out of the way.
Yes. And, like,
Great.
I think the important difference between Cheekra's gun, like, what is it called? Where
Gunnery.
Cheekra is and what and Ahesha is that while Cheekra is hopped up on, their blood-sworn enemy murder rampage, I think Ahesha is just pretty chill, and she's like, all right, okay, here we go, lining up the shot, exhaling, like, just doing things very calmly. Before she shoots, she will tell Gom, Doc, go hang out in the engine room and tell me if something breaks. Kind of just like Doc needs to do something while stoned, and if something sparks, he can yell at her.
Great.
But yes, she would like to pew pew.
All
Gun
right.
runs off.
It sounds like a skirmish roll to me. So
Okay, and,
roll.
all right.
You start with your
And I would like
skirmish.
Yes, and I would also like to push myself to
Okay.
not lose a die, I guess.
Take 2 stress and gain a die. And
Are
then,
the turrets a level above us?
yes, they outlevel you, so that cancels out the leveling.
So that's okay. Well, that was awful. That was a 2 and a 1.
Oh
Oh boy.
It had to happen at one point.
Okay. So that's very bad.
Yes,
We're definitely gonna say that this is gonna put you in a desperate situation. As you line up your shots, and I think you're able to hit the turrets. That's not the issue. Your aim is good, but this Star Destroyer is at full shields, and you can see your shots sort of fizzle over the surface of the shielding on the underbelly of this Star Destroyer. And with the failure, the TIE fighters are right on your tail, and they are blasting away. And I think the Longshot is going to take a hit to... Oof, boy. I really don't want to hit you this hard, but I'm going to do it. You're going to take a hit to the hyperdrive.
I was so worried you were going to say that.
So, Gom,
Gom strolls in,
yeah,
hands in pocket, looking around.
and you see the sort of glowing array of the hyperdrive at the back of the engine room, and you're sort of looking at it. You're considering. All of a sudden, the ship rocks around. Tools in the engine room go flying, scattered across the floor, and this big explosion, this burst of energy, boom, comes out of the hyperdrive, and Gom flings you back against the bulkhead, and you can all feel it. The ship sort of lurches forward, and we can see this sort of flaming smoke trailing from the engines of the Longshot as you make your way along the underbelly of this Imperial Star Destroyer, pursued by the TIE fighters still firing at you, which is where we're going to cut it for this week.
Oh man, I'm officially Han Soloing it.
Fuck.
So, with that, we will leave our Intrepid crew in dire straits for the next time. We're going to be back next week with the exciting continuation of this space battle y'all have gotten yourselves into. I didn't plan it. I didn't plan this one. You did this to yourselves. This is your fault. But thanks to all of you for joining me for the game. Thanks to everybody on the chat and everybody watching it at home. This has been Flights of Fandom Longshot once again here on ManaPot Studios. We are going to be back next Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern. In the meantime, once again, if you haven't watched the first flight of Longshot, you're going to want to head on over to youtube.com/ManaPot Studios, and you can watch the whole thing and catch up on all the wild adventures that got our crew to this spot in the first place.
And also see last week's episode.
And also see last week's episode, which will be up shortly if you're not if you weren't able to catch that one. I have been David, your game master. You can check out what I do over at dbb-8.itch.io, and I'm gonna throw it over to the rest of the cast for their final words and plugs. Let's get started in opposite order with Hopper.
Fuck. All right.
Haha.
Well, regrettably, I will continue to be Hopper. And if you like more of this dumpster fire, you can find me on interwebs at Fail Deadly. That is with a 3 instead of an E on most social media sites. If you like, I don't know, more professionally curated content and stuff that's actually kind of good, you can check out the Legend Tree, where I am starting to put more good things out into the universe. And also find me here pretty much all the fucking time, including I believe with Marcy on our Invisible Sun live stream. A hole in the world. No, I just there is a question coming. It is the 28th, where we will be returning on the 28th.
Yeah, we are skipping our normal time, which is tomorrow, because it's Valentine's Day.
Fair, I guess. Twig doesn't give a shit. But so come check us out then, and I will also be back next Saturday for more of this amazing stream.
Amazing. Marcy, what do you got?
Yeah, well, Hopper covered most of it. Just now I'm just I'm going to be nervous for the rest of the week, which is great. Love it.
Love that journey for you.
Oh, it's very exciting. Yeah, if you want to check out, we're trying to get most of our Flights of Fandom material up on YouTube. We hopefully, cross fingers, we should have a weekly schedule set up for when you can catch some episodes up on YouTube of our past shows by the end of this month, if not the top of the next. So stay tuned for news on that. And as Hopper said, if you like more streams that are maybe, no less exciting, but definitely more surreal and weird, you should definitely check out The Hole in the World, which is every other Sunday, except for this coming Sunday because of the holiday. But we will be back on the 28th. With the continuation of our interlude, The War Report, before we dive back into the next official big story arc of our regular stream. Hope to see you there.
All right, and pop it on down to Wesley.
Hi, I've been Wesley. David, I just want to say, it's funny. Most of the games I play and I run, so it's really funny to be on the other side of the coin of the cliffhanger. I see why my players get so nervous.
Turnabout is fair play.
Yeah, well, you know what? I get what they feel now. I don't have any projects going on at the moment. Hopefully soon, but we'll see how lazy I feel for the rest of the winter. But if you are so inclined and want to see me rant about my various hobbies, you can find me across most places on the internet as Horniest Lobster. And I would just like to say, because I know you guys always like this, I don't think you can tell on camera, but this shirt, all the decorations are very, very small lobsters. I just wanted to share.
I love it. I love it.
We love a theme.
I want that shirt.
Yeah, I want that shirt. The inner maniac in me approves.
And
And the outer,
There you go.
but the inner is more important.
All maniac approval.
There you go.
Yeah. And last up, Puja.
Hello, everyone. I am and continue to be Puja, and I have loved playing Ahesha so far, and I'm excited to do so for the next 2 Saturdays, I think. Right? I've got 2 left. And you can find me on non-Saturdays on Twitter at Puja and as Pujaberwalkie on Instagram. And if you would like to see me in another game playing a character that I have lovingly described as id on a stick, you can catch me on Sunday evenings in a Blue Rose, which is a system by Green Ronin Publishing campaign, which is it's romantic fantasy. It's a very Tamora Pierce or Le Guin style, but that airs on Proxagoria, the Thesmophoria's channel at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. So you can come hang out there tomorrow night and watch me play a non-Shimbo.
What?
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
what?
I know, right?
It's like I don't even know you anymore.
Exactly. This character is like a Reese. So this character I play used to be one of my first D&D characters I made for a campaign, who was a bard, and so I reskinned her, and so she.
And you're not a Shimbo.
No, bards aren't Shimbos. She just starts shit. It's great. I was not feeling well last Sunday, so I didn't play. But the one before that, I definitely made everybody play a game of Truth or Drink, because
Spicy.
drama.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's real fun. It's a very different type of doing everything I want to do. Not hitting things, but just starting shit.
All
Sounds
right.
like you're hitting Shimbo in a roundabout manner.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
Well, you know.
We will continue this debate over the course of the week. If we learn anything, folks, we'll let you know when we come back next time. So once again, thank you to all of you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. And may the force be with you.